Hey, what's going on to all of my Pisces? So please make sure to get the book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below. I am available to do personal readings as of right now. Come through, get one. Yeah, so let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and use the Game of Thrones Tarot for the main board, and for clarifications I will use the Voodoo Tarot, because why not? I got to use those cards. Alright, so the cards that I come up with are the Two of Spears, the Queen of Coins, the Two of Coins, the Two of Cups, the Nine of Swords, Eight of Coins, Three of Spears, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Judgment, the Seven of Coins, the Seven of Cups, the High Priestess, the World, and last but not least, we have the Page of Coins. So, very interesting. This is for Pisces, obviously, if you couldn't tell by the title. Two of Spears, Queen of Coins, Two of Coins. You Pisceans aren't necessarily getting yourselves into anything too serious. As of right now, you're just being single, being happy being single, and just, just kind of seeing what's out here, especially if you're single, right? I've been single, right? I'm not Pisces, but I'm saying, obviously everyone knows the idea of being single, right? Just kind of just testing the waters a little bit, trying to see who's out here enjoying yourselves, enjoying your time, seeing a couple of people, right? Look how they're looking at each other. You, right? This is you and this is them. The two of you, you've seen a couple of people whom you like on the outside. You like their looks, but you don't necessarily know who they actually are on the inside, right? Just yet. Two of Cups. This is more so a situation where, again, you just like what it is that you physically see about this person, but you don't know a whole lot about this person and what it is that they've actually got going on the inside, internally, or just on a personal level. So the Nine of Swords is that, for as of right now, a lot of you Pisceans are okay to be into that, to do that, right? I'm seeing how a lot of you Pisceans don't necessarily have a serious sense of urgency where you have to go get yourselves into a relationship right now. A lot of you Pisceans have been in so many relationships. Right now, I just see how a lot of y'all want to chill out. Then you have the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins is that like people will see you in the street waiting for you to come up to them and say something, but again, what they don't know is a lot of you Pisceans aren't necessarily into that. So as of right now, a lot of y'all are just seeing, locking eyes with a couple of people, seeing if you're interested and if you're not interested. And I'm just seeing how, like I said, a lot of the Pisceans, sitting back, using your imagination, what it would kind of be like to be in a relationship with this person, or what it would be like for you to walk up to the person and say something to them. But nothing, no physical action taken to actually say anything to these people. Why? Because a lot of y'all want to be single right now. And, I know it's exhausting knowing, trying to get to, not knowing, but it's exhausting trying to get to know so many people. It's exhausting. It's very exhausting trying to constantly get to know, trying to get to know all of these people, especially if they're playing games, right? And they on some BS. So the Three of Spears, the Seven of Swords. Y'all Pisceans are thinking about your future, regardless of whether You have someone in your life in a romantic sense, and the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords represents this person, or these, or the people who you will know in the future. Some of, obviously, you're going to meet the people who are going to try to tear you down. But again, this is what the vision is for. A lot of you Pisceans have that vision for yourselves where y'all are not too preoccupied with if other people are going to try to do this, if other people are going to try to tear you down. A lot of you Pisceans already have an understanding of this is that, that you're not going to let anyone tear you down. This is a mentality that a lot of you Pisceans have now, where you know that ultimately it's a matter of you're okay being by yourselves or being with someone. And a lot of the Pisceans are holding that up as a real power, and it is the ability, the discipline to really take it or leave it is a powerful one, because then you won't be used. Then the next card is the Eight of Swords, right? And if you see, Brianna's on the card, and Brienne is one of the most powerful knights in the show, or warriors in the show, heavy hitter. So Eight of Swords is about just that, licking your wounds, taking your licks, taking, damaged up, bruised up from the disagreements or the past relationships, right? But ultimately, it is for your own empowerment, because you're battle hardened. You now have a particular skill that unfortunately not too many people have. You're not playing the game anymore, right? The way you used to, which makes you very, very dangerous, because you're very powerful. And the Judgment now represents you now have the ability, because you're able to take and leave it, to really judge people in the sense of whether or not they're really relationship material, because your sincerity are your credentials. That's right, they are your credentials. And the thing is that the Seven of Coins and the Seven of Cups is, again, people in the future are going to try to make it seem like, because you're taking a hard stance on something and you're like, nah, this ain't how it is that you getting down. You're going to have people in the future who are going to talk crazy about you, and may even, if they don't necessarily talk crazy about you, these are people whom you're not even going to necessarily really get to know for a long time. This can also be a situation where a lot of you Pisceans aren't necessarily going to stop there. This could be a situation where a lot of you Pisceans are going to continue to kind of X out those people in your lives collectively who are on that BS. And then you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess represents you're on a different level than them now, right? You're a magician. You are a witch. You are a warlock, in the sense that you're on a completely different level. Your laws are not what regular people's laws are. You have magic. You can manipulate the universe. So the thing is that the world and the Page of Coins is that, yes, right? As long as you have this worldly mentality, you will reap your just rewards, because, again, not too many people on earth really have that well-rounded mentality. Most people have a skewed perception. This is just facts. Most people, and I can prove this, most people have a skewed perception. You know what I mean? The person who offers less is trying to abuse the other person who's offering more, and trying to make it seem as if the person who's offering less is actually offering more than the person who's offering more, when in actuality that's what you would call a dysfunctional relationship. But it would also what it is that you would call most people's relationships these days. So So let's look at it. Let's look at the Page of Coins. Hold on. There we go. The La Place, Radahongan, Loco. Right. You become much more powerful, much more decisive about who you are and what you want. And that's what makes you much more powerful. On Radahongan, you're able now to actually be in the dating scene with a much more well-rounded understanding of things. So you're actually preparing yourselves to where if you Pisceans do want to start dating again, you will know what to do. You'll have a better understanding. Loco, the Loco is the star card in this deck. So, well, I'm not sure. I think it would be the Emperor. Either way, yeah, I think it is the Emperor. So, this would be a situation for you where, remember, the control is in your hands. When you're trying to date other people for the future, make sure to control, not to control the tempo, but take your time getting to know somebody. You don't have to, you know what I mean? And if this person is showing you red flags, then stop hanging out with that person. Let's clarify the High Priestess. Oriate, World Egg, Grosban Angi. Clarify the High Priestess. Yes, you are justified in moving the way that you are now. So now you don't have to wonder about moralism, right? And if this is going to come back to you later being so judgmental. No, if a person is showing you red flags, they're dysfunctional, okay, that's an indication for you to walk away from them. If you don't walk away from this person or cut them loose, then it means that birds of a feather flock together and you're just as dysfunctional as them, and probably worse because you think you're better off when you're actually just as dysfunctional as they are. I'm just letting you know. The World Egg, this is the Fool, which means now that you're starting to understand to take it or leave it, this will put you're putting yourself on an entirely new journey. And Grosban Angi, it's in French, right? Which means that's very interesting. It should be, love should be two people getting together, trying to get to know each other. And if it's not about that, again, that means that it's time to leave. Let's clarify the World. What time is okay? Yeah, being single is fun. You know what I mean? Because most modern day relationships, the concept of what most modern day relationships that people think is real is not even real, right? If water, think about it. Think about it for a second. If water is seeking its own level, then why do certain people need to date up? If water is seeking its own level, then if you ain't about anything, then it would mean that since water is seeking its own level, this is what it is that you get, right? And you need to learn to be happy with it because you're not going to get any better, right? That's just a thought. So what bridges the gap? Character. So this goes right back into what it is that I was saying about what? Peerage. Peerage is what? Peerage is dating somebody from your financial, social, and character rank. So what does that mean? What that means is that, let's just say, if a person doesn't necessarily meet your financial or social rank, you're a celebrity and you have millions of dollars, what would bridge the gap as to why this rich, famous person would date this person who is not rich and famous themselves individually, their character? But see, now we're talking about peerage. Most people nowadays don't practice that. They practice in something else, which has now become popularized, which is this idea that people need to start dating up or stuff and stuff like this. But it doesn't make any sense. Water can't seek its own level and date up at the same time. It's a that's an oxymoron of terms. So I'm showing and proving with common sense and asking questions that the inconsistencies of the things that people are saying and doing, and a lot of the stuff that they are implying or they are suggesting or they are hinting at doesn't even make any sense when you really examine it. Just a thought. Let's clarify the world. Why is it that Rapunzel would date, or could even date, Prince Charming? What is the glue that sticks these two together? Because the character, Rapunzel doesn't necessarily have a whole lot, but the Prince Charming does. So why does the Prince Charming like Rapunzel so much? Because of Rapunzel's character. Therefore, it eliminates the need for cash, and it eliminates the social standing because this person is innately a good person. Therefore, all of that extra stuff doesn't really matter at that point. Period. So the cards that I come up with are Dan Balawedo, Santeria Alegua, and Masa La Flambeau, which the world, this means right here that, yes, you're becoming more wiser, right? Or you're becoming wiser, I should say. You're becoming better learned, and people are not going to be able to pull a fast one on you. Legua, all doors will be open to you, considering the fact that you now have a better understanding of the use of the dating scene. It's built on trickery. Masa La Flambeau represents this being a situation where you understand that there are things that you have to work on, and you are going to continue to work on. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.